Okay, because I have brought up the cheating topic as it relates to MBTI, I'm gonna clarify what I consider cheating because I am substantially stricter on this topic than probably a lot of people are. Now, keep in mind you're talking to somebody that never in my life thought that I could be monogamous. There was years that I got into relationships and I practiced what I would call ethical non-monogamy, like where I just was like disclosed. I struggle with monogamy. I have a really hard time with it. And over time, I realized that there was gives and takes. So I had to give and takes. I had to accept that if I wanted to have the emotional connection and sort of the spiritual connection that I wanted, I needed to conserve all of my energy, including my sexual energy, for my partner, as opposed to, just having fun or whatever, sport fucking people, whatever, whatever that might be. So I started to really what would you call that? Like trim like weed that garden, if you will. I stopped when I was in committed relationships. I stopped with making female friends. I stopped with the flirty behavior. I pretty much went by this code of if I wouldn't do it while my partner was there, I won't do it when she's not. So here are some of the things that I would classify as cheating. Again, keep in mind that this is going to be much stricter than it's going to be for most people. And part of the reason is I really need that structure or that vessel for myself. To the point, like for me, that I'm super much about sacred sexuality, and I don't even masturbate if I'm in a relationship. Like I don't allow it in either direction. If you see my other videos, you'll see I'm a dom. So when I say allow, it's like one of the rules that comes with being my partner. And part of that is because I just don't even want that crack in our foundation. Like I don't even want it there because I would take advantage of it and I would be fantasizing about the checkout girl at the grocery store or some fucking weird shit, whatever it was, like some freaky clown midget fantasy I conjured up. But so for me, and I wouldn't want my partner doing that. And that's the kind of relationship I want. You may not. So there's a lot of leeway there for you. But for me, I consider cheating obviously any physical sexual contact, right? I would consider that cheating. I mean, just to paint with a really broad brush, anything you wouldn't do with your partner there. So that could be a text that was like, you looked really good yesterday, or you looked hot at work, or if it's not appropriate to say with your partner there, if you wouldn't want your partner finding it, you shouldn't be doing it. And I consider that you're getting needs met outside of your relationship, and you really should just button down your shit and plug those leaks and focus on your relationship, because you may, if you put that energy into your relationship, you may not need something from somebody else. You should focus on trying to get that from your partner, and you should focus on your relationship, or you should focus on your growth. If you're not in a place to be in a relationship, focus on your own growth, and then come to a relationship wherein you feel complete enough that you're not having to go outside of your relationship for additional needs, where you're whole enough that you can supply those additional things for yourself. So I would consider anything sexual, kissing, feeling somebody up, grab ass, whatever. I would consider all that cheating. I would consider anything emotional. It falls in the cheating category. If you're excited about waking up to a text from somebody, or seeing somebody, or you're excited to hear from them, if they give you that flutter in your stomach, like, you should back away from that relationship if you're in a relationship with somebody else. If you go out to the club and you're like bumping and grinding on somebody, I would consider that cheating. Now, if you tell your partner, that's my thing, that's what I do, I'm never going to stray, I'm never going to take it past this, then it's fine. Then it's not cheating. Cheating to me is anything that you're not comfortable telling your partner, anything that you're having to hide or omit, or you're afraid of them finding out. If you can't have complete transparency in your relationship, then you really need to assess what's going on that is creating that environment, whether it's within and things you can't admit to yourself or things you can't admit to your partner or whatever it is. I mean, really at that point, if you're needing to hide things from your partner, you are needing to go to couples therapy, you're needing to address those issues. You're definitely not needing to focus on anything outside of the relationship. You should either be working on ending it or working on healing it. So that's my thought. Like, that's pretty simple, right? Yeah, fuck. There's no need to say anything else.